Hi, so we have this example on projectile, and so I want you to read this question carefully. Follow me as I go through the question, because that's one of the first things you have to do when solving a question, a projectile question. Now, a body is projected horizontally. So you see the word horizontal. You have to know that in case 2 when you're doing case 2. The body is projected horizontally. So that means the body is projected in this direction with a value, and that's ux horizontal velocity of what, 40 meters per second from the top of a tower. That means the tower has an height from the top of the tower. Okay, good. And this is the ground level. Okay, then the height is what? The height of the tower is 160 meters above the ground. Now, how do you think the body is going to go? What's the trajectory of the body? The body is going to go in this direction. And then put that again, do that again. I'm going to go in this direction. Okay, fine. So now we have what's going to be we get the height, time of flight. The time of flight, what's going to be the time of flight? Now, remember that when solving case 2, now this is a case 2 kind of problem. This is case 2 kind of problem. So how did you deal with case 2 kind of problem? We have just two formulas for the case 2 kind. From the case 2 kind, we have just two formulas. And the formula are h equals to half gt squared. We've looked at that in the previous video. And r equals u sub x multiplied by t. So these are the two formulas that we have to actually find for our time. Now, but here we can see only h. Now, remember that, and we can see ux. Now, if you are to use this to find your t, you need your ux as well as your r to find your t. But now we're not giving our r, which is the horizontal distance. We don't know what our r is. But basically, so that means we can't use that formula. But if you look at this, we need our h and our t, only our h and t, and we have our h, and we're looking for our t. Okay, so we're going to use this formula. H equals half gt squared. Okay, so what's our h? What's our height? Our height is 160 meters. That's 160 equals half our g. They didn't give us, so we just assume that that's 10 multiplied by t squared. So 2 here, 1, 2 here, 5. Okay, good. That's 160 equals to 5 t squared. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. So 5 divided by 5 over 5. Then 5 cancels 5. So yeah, I'm having t squared equals 160 divided by 5. You have 32. So take the root of both sides because of the square. So the square is going to cancel the root on the left hand side. So you have t equals to square root of 32 is actually 5.66 seconds. So that's the time of flight. Now the second question says that you should find the distance from the foot of the tower. So where's the foot of the tower? This is the foot of the tower, and this is where the ball is when it landed on the ground. So that basically asks you to calculate range. And what's the formula for range? The formula for range is horizontal distance multiplied by time of flight. And so r becomes, what's our u sub x? Horizontal distance, horizontal velocity is 40 meters per second. And so we have 40 multiplied by, what's our time taken? Our time of flight is 5.66. That's 5.66. And that makes it r equals 226.27 meters. So this is our our range. So that's how to calculate for that. So we're going to take another example. Let's see another example on case 2. All right, so look at this example. Now, a body is projected horizontally. So when a body is projected horizontally, case 2 should come to your mind. From the top of the tower with a velocity of 20 meters per second, it lands on the ground level at a horizontal distance of 60 meters. Find the foot from the foot of the tower, calculate the height of the tower. So the first thing now, I've read through the question. Now let me interpret the question with the diagram. The body is projected horizontally like this. So x with a velocity of about 20 meters per second. Now, from where? From the top of a tower. Okay, good. Then you have the ground level. So then the ball goes this way. So this is the trajectory of the ball or of the body. Then they say it hits the ground at a horizontal distance of 60 meters. Okay, good. From the foot of the toe, calculate the height. So I have to calculate the height. And I told you that in case 2, there are just two formulas you need to memorize. Is the h, and the h for case 2 is actually, the height for case 2 is actually h equals to half gt squared, and r equals to u sub x multiplied by t. Okay, so how do we solve for this? Now, which of the two formulas do we have to use, given that we have r and we have u sub x, and we are looking for t? So to calculate t, I only need to calculate h. I only need t to calculate h, but I don't know what my t is. But I can get the value of my t from r, because r is equals to ux, which we are given as 20, and r equals to 60. So I can get my time. Okay, so let me use that formula. So I'm using r equals to u sub x multiplied by t, where my r is 60 and where my ux is 60 and my r, sorry, have I just written, pardon me. When r is actually 60 equals to ux is 20 meters per second, then multiplied by t, that's 20t, divide both sides by 20, what do you get? So my t now becomes 60 divided by 20 is actually 3 seconds. So the time of flight is actually 3 seconds. So can I calculate for my height? Yes, using the formula h equals to half gt squared. So h now becomes half multiplied by, they don't give us the value of 10, the value of g, but I know the value of g is actually 10, then multiplied by t3 squared. Okay, and that gives us half multiplied by 10 multiplied by 3 squared is 9. So 2 here, 1, 2 here, 5. So I have, that's 5 multiplied by 9. So what's 5 multiplied by 9 is actually h equals to 45 meters. So one thing about physics is that you can see I've been writing on my unit. Time is measured in seconds. Height is measured in meters. So based on the question, the speed is meters per second. So I must always be putting, I must always write my unit at the end of each answer, provided that the quantity I'm solving for has a unit. And if it doesn't, just leave your answer like that. But if it has, you have to put your unit. That's the rule behind solving physics question. All right, good. So meet the next video. Bye.